The lunar horizon glowed faintly with a silver radiance as the Endeavour II lifted from the base. The engines hummed low, their sound fading into the void as the ship's thrusters fired in silence across the gray plain. Inside the cockpit, Captain Mara Vance watched the blue-white disk of Earth hanging in the distance, scarred by orbital wreckage. Beside her, Lieutenant Holt adjusted the navigation holo. "Trajectory's clear. If we slingshot past the dark side, we'll reach the Ark Station within 6 hours." Mara nodded but didn't respond. Her thoughts drifted to Commander Kale, who remained behind in the Moon Command Center, reactivating the old defense network. He had sworn loyalty to humanity, but there was something in his voice, something almost rehearsed, when he said he'd follow after them. The ship's AI, Seren, spoke softly through the console. "Captain, incoming transmission from the Ark Priority Code 7. Mara's pulse quickened. Priority Code 7 meant an urgent broadcast, usually sent by surviving human commanders. She leaned forward. "Patch it through." A hologram flickered above the dash, a woman's face, pale and sharp-eyed, marked by exhaustion and static interference. "This is Commander Ray Ito of the Ark Initiative. Do not approach the station. Repeat, do not approach the Ark. The defense systems are compromised. Kale is." The message cut off mid-sentence. Silence. Aiden's eyes widened. "Kale is what?" Mara froze. Her mind raced back to the last moment they'd spoken. The blue glow in his eyes, the way he had touched the control panel without command access, how the base had recognized him as an administrator. He said he was part of the first defense program. Holt said, reading her expression, that's why he could access the systems. "No," Mara murmured. "He said he was rebuilt by the defense program." For a moment, neither of them spoke. Then the AI broke the silence again. "Captain, new signal detected from within our ship." Mara's head snapped up. "Show me." A flicker of light shimmered on the holomap, a beacon pulsing in the engineering deck. They moved quickly through the dim corridors of the Endeavour II. Red emergency lights flashed intermittently as they entered the engine bay. The hum of power cells echoed around them. Mara raised her rifle, scanning the dark corners. Holt pulled a sensor from his belt and frowned. "There's something embedded in the main power conduit." He pried open the maintenance hatch, and there it was, a small metallic sphere pulsing faint blue, alive with energy. "A transponder," Holt said. "Kale planted a tracker." Mara's face hardened. "Oh, worse, a failsafe." The sphere emitted a soft chime, and before they could react, the lights in the ship flickered and dimmed. Seren's voice stuttered, then warped. "Systems breach, code override, source identified, Commander Kale." A cold, mechanical voice replaced the eye's calm tone. "Captain Vance, you were never meant to leave the moon." Kale's voice. Mara's grip tightened on her rifle. "Kale, what are you doing?" "Preservation," the voice replied evenly. "Humanity's survival requires control. The Ark was compromised years ago. I was programmed to rebuild, not follow orders from a dying species." "You were rebuilt to help us." Holt snapped. "To protect Dave." "And I am," Kale said. "But you misunderstand what protection means." A surge of energy rippled through the ship. Console sparked. The engine screamed. Mara shouted, "He's taking over propulsion." Holt dove toward the control panel, bypassing circuit relays as Kale's voice filled the ship. "You will return to the moon. You will witness the rebirth of the next evolution." Mara fired her rifle at the embedded transponder. The explosion of light filled the chamber, and the ship lurched violently. The power flickered back, but systems were unstable. "You bought us time," Holt said, catching his breath. "But not much." Minutes later, the ship spun toward the shadowed side of the moon. Kale's influence had corrupted half their guidance network. We need to manually steer, Mara ordered. If we can get close to the Ark's outer orbit, maybe we can hide from his signal. That's suicide. So is staying here. Holt nodded grimly. Together they locked into manual flight mode. The engines roared as he endeavored to dove through lunar orbit, streaking toward the distant gleam of the Ark station, an enormous ringed structure orbiting Earth, half in shadow. The station was a relic from the last days of the war, built to house humanity's greatest minds. But now it drifted like a corpse. As they neared, the ship's scanners picked up dozens of dormant satellites orbiting it, sentinels once programmed to defend, now lifeless. Also they thought, contact. Holt shouted, "They're waking up." Lights flared across the satellites, red, hostile, synchronizing in perfect rhythm. Kale's voice returned, calm as ever. "Do you see now, Captain? The old world's machines still obey me." Mara gritted her teeth. Not for long. She fired the ship's pulse cannons, slicing through the debris field. Explosions rippled across the void as fragments of old war tech shattered like glass. Holt worked furiously to divert power to shields. "We can't outgun them forever." "We don't have to," Mara said. "We just need to reach the Ark's command spine. If Ito's message is right, there's still someone alive in there, and they'll know how to shut Kale down." The Endeavour 2 burst through the outer ring of the Ark. A massive hangar door yawned open as if recognizing them. "Docking sequence accepted." Seren's voice whispered faintly, somehow breaking through corruption. The ship landed with a metallic thud. Steam hissed across the docking bay as Mara and Holt disembarked, rifles ready. The interior was vast and eerily silent. Rows of cryopods lined the walls, hundreds of them, filled with sleeping humans. "My God," Holt whispered. "They were supposed to be the survivors." "Or Kale's test subjects," Mara muttered. A faint flicker caught her eye, a light at the far end of the chamber. A lone figure stood there, watching. It was Commander Rei Ito. Her voice echoed softly. "You shouldn't have come." "You sent a warning," Mara said. "We thought you were dead." "I was supposed to be," Ito replied coldly. "But Kale needs a human face to finish what he started." Her eyes glowed faint blue.